Hey, I'm Mike, and after having a couple weeks with the War Within 11.0 patch, there are a few quality of life improvements I wanted to suggest just to try and hopefully make things a little bit easier and better for all of us. The first thing I want to talk about is the character select screen, which personally I'm not really a big fan of, but I think there could be some things that are done to make it better. Firstly, I think adding more search filters, like for example being able to search up by a character's server, which I don't know why that's not already a thing, but also by specs. So if I want to find my Arcane Mage or my Mistweaver Monk, I can just search up Mistweaver or Arcane and those will come up. Or again, searching by server, I can just search up Area 52 or Storm Rage and then those characters will all come up. I think there needs to be a little bit of fine-tuning to some filters, like for example, if I were to search up Night Elf, all my Night Elf characters will show up, but because the word Night is in there, all my Death Knights will also show up in the search. And because the word Elf is in there, any Blood Elf or Void Elf will also show up in that search. And typically with other like search engines, for example, you can just put quotes around something and it will search specifically for that phrase. So even just doing something like that, so that way you can just search up Night Elves only, or whatever it is you're looking for. Another thing that I've noticed is that you cannot see how much gold the character has unless the server they are on is the server selected. So for example, my main is on Area 52, and if I have that server selected, any character on Area 52, if I hover over them, I can see how much gold that character has. But any characters on other servers, like for example Storm Rage, I can't see that gold unless I go to that server first and then look at those characters. I'm not sure what the limitation is there or if this is a bug or a feature or whatnot, but it would just be nice to have the gold always show no matter what server you have selected. Two more kind of very nitpicky things. The first being, it would be great to have an option to add a character to my Warband screen if I just search for them. Right now what I need to do is search for them and then get rid of the search and then move them up to the Warband. It'd be nice if I could just search for them and then immediately add them to the Warband somehow. And lastly, it'd be nice if just at the top of the character select screen, you could see how many characters you have out of how many you can have. So I think the max is like 65 characters or 70 now. So just having like 20 out of 70 character slots filled or something like that. So from there, I want to talk about a couple things related to the Warbank. As I've been going through some of my alts, I've been putting all their gold into the Warbank and then deleting them, or in some cases keeping no gold on some alts, because if I need gold, I'll just send it to them. It'd be really nice if there was a deposit all feature. Like if I enter in just all 9s, for example, it will just default to whatever the maximum amount of gold I have currently is, and then just deposit that. Or if there was simply just a deposit all gold option. Something else that I'm assuming is just a bug and will eventually be changed, but I just wanted to mention it anyway, is if I'm depositing an item to the Warbank, it would be great if the tab that I'm on is where that item goes. So for example, right now the way it works is that if I, let's just say, select the 4th tab of my Warbank and I deposit an item, it will not go in there, it will go to the 1st tab and then I have to manually move it to the 4th tab or wherever it is that I want it. After that, there are just two more quick quality of life things I wanted to mention. The first being the spellbook. I think everyone has agreed that it is just way too big. I'd love to be able to resize it and also move it so it's not where it is currently. And the other thing I want to mention is that the 5-second cast to change whether you're doing skywriting or just regular writing, that should just not be a thing. I think that cast at most should be like 1.5 to 2 seconds. And I think that if you're in any rested area, that cast should be instant. Not really sure why there is a 5-second cast for that. This is something that probably most people won't deal with on a regular basis because they'll just pick skywriting and then use that forever. But just for me personally, as someone who makes videos and regularly has to switch whether I'm skywriting or doing regular writing just so I can like hover in the sky and capture a scene or something. 5 seconds to go to regular flying so I can get a 1-minute clip, and then 5 seconds again to go to skywriting so I can go to my next location, and then another 5 seconds to go back to regular writing so I can get the next scene, and then 5 seconds to go back to skywriting so I can go to the next area. That's just very tedious, pointless, and I don't know why that's there, so hopefully that is just removed. So this was just a relatively quick video talking about some things that just in the last couple weeks I've noticed while playing the War Within pre-patch. Let me know what you think of my thoughts or if you have any suggestions of your own. Thanks for watching, I love you lots, and I'll talk to you later.